For hundreds of thousands of years, humanity has pondered the question, are we alone? In July of 1947, a possible answer may have been discovered deep in the rural deserts of New Mexico. The year 1947 was the height of the flying disc craze in the United States. Multiple sightings, films, and even tourist attractions were born during this era. However, none would be as historically important as the Roswell incident. On July 5, 1947, a large amount of unidentified debris was discovered at a rural ranch owned by William Ware, or Mac, Brazel in Roswell, New Mexico. Firefighters and local police were the first on the scene. The initial eyewitness reports cited a massive field of debris scattered throughout the area. However, that would not be the strangest discovery reported at that site. Early on in the recovery effort, 2 corpses of extraterrestrial origin were allegedly discovered. Near them was presumed to be their last remaining comrade from the crash, alive, alert, and according to the reports, saddened by the sight of the crash and corpses. The recovered material had the composition of a silver foil. It could be crumpled into a near microscopic ball. However, when dropped, the material had some form of a memory, as upon impact, it would return to its initial size and shape without any defects, all while not making a single audible sound. As the event gained traction in the mainstream press, the U.S. military initially described the materials recovered at the site as unknown materials from a possible flying saucer. However, no more than a week later, the story was officially changed by the U.S. Air Force, stating that the material recovered was a weather balloon. This second response has been highly contested over the years, often being called a cover-up, due to the initial eyewitness accounts not matching up with the description and even photographs of the debris released by the U.S. military. In the years since the incident, it has been assumed that all initial documents regarding the materials found, eyewitness accounts from the first responder team, and even military testimonials on the incident have been deliberately destroyed. Do you believe that the U.S. government has covered up these landings?
Yes, I believe that.
I think they have some knowledge of something happening.
The U.S. government has probably covered up a lot of things, including these landings.
During principal research, our team was approached by an ex-military personnel member who bore witness to many of these sightings which many extraterrestrial theorists claim to be UFOs. They wished to remain anonymous for the sake of privacy.
Many of the sightings were actually preliminary tests of the B-2 Spirit bomber over the Nevada and New Mexico deserts. The government actually ruled with the supposed UFO sightings during those times as a cover-up for the bomber's testing for the sake of security.
Now, as time has marched on, only a few first-hand accounts remain, as a majority of the eyewitnesses present on that fateful day are now deceased. Their stories have been passed down from generation to generation. Some notable eyewitness stories that have been passed down are from Frankie Rowe, daughter of a firefighter who was called onto the initial scene and saw the supposed extraterrestrial beings. Later on, her family was reportedly harassed by federal agents who threatened to harm them if they spoke of the event publicly. U.S. Air Force Major Jesse Marcel, who had a first-hand account of the debris that was recovered, noting several of its unusual qualities, including the foil material. And finally, Sergeant Melvin Brown, who was on site for the recovery of the debris, and was one of many military personnel that supposedly saw the alien bodies. Are we alone, or do you think we're alone in the cosmos?
I don't think we're alone in the cosmos.
No, we're not alone in the cosmos.
I do not believe we are alone in the cosmos.
No, I don't think we're alone. I think there are definitely other
beings out there?
As the event became a contested and unanswered mystery in the public's conscience, 47 years passed before the government offered an eventual answer. In 1994, the government announced the closure of the case, attributing the crash to an at-the-time ongoing Project Mogul, a top-secret U.S. Air Force project where high-altitude balloons were used to detect the frequencies of Soviet atomic missile tests. 26 years after the 1994 press conference, in August of 2020, the U.S. government has also begun to declassify footage, case files, and other documentation on previously classified cases of UFOs, now known as UAPs. And yet, with all these other cases being declassified, the U.S. government's answer to the infamous Roswell incident remains the same as it did in 1994. Did an unidentified flying object or unidentified aerial phenomenon crash on this land in July of 1947? The US government says no. Some members of the American populace and others around the globe say yes. Perhaps future generations will know the true story. Or perhaps the world may never know.